All right, class. This is a follow-up video from my CPT 101 lecture tutorial video where I didn't share with you the workbook packet we were working from. So again, this is just a follow-up on that. Plus, I'm going to walk you through a couple different features where you can highlight and you can also free type on it. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay. So I'm just in one of your course modules or courses. Click on modules. And again, the workbook packet that I was using came from your Bucks step-by-step workbook. So again, you can always access, if you're in Canvas, access your workbook by, if you clicked on the Bucks step-by-step, then you would click on Bookshelf, the link for Bookshelf to navigate you to your Bookshelf file source. All right, and then you'll have, so there's my Bucks workbook. Let me just click on that. Okay, nice. And then you would sign in. Or it may just preload it for you. Okay, here I am. Okay, so this is what I was referencing in my previous video for CPT. So I wanted to walk you through how you can highlight. You can also read aloud out of this, or have this book read to you. So this goes for your textbook as well, your Bucks step-by-step textbook, your medical language immerse yourself book, your ebook. These are some pretty cool features. So let me share these with you. So you can click read aloud.
Chapter Radiology http://
I don't know if you can hear that, but it's reading out loud. Okay, I'm going to stop reading out loud. All right. Now, what I was doing when I was highlighting, you can come up here to your yes, reader preferences. And then you can click highlighter. You can do fast highlight. You can change your highlighter colors. Hit save. All right. And then you can see I'm kind of demonstrating here how I am highlighting the text, and it is color coding it to my selected highlighted color. Now, let me fast forward and get you to the numbered exercises we were working on. So I believe I did 28, 30, and 32 with you. Okay. So these are the questions that I was, or the scenarios or exercises I was referencing when I was demonstrating how to code. Okay. My apologies for that. So again, I had a couple of questions that came in, like how can I like free type or text on this workbook packet as well. So I do want to share with you a couple different things. Before I get to that, in my previous video, I mentioned that the odd numbered exercises, the answers to the odd numbered exercises can be found in Appendix B. So let me guide you to Appendix B. Again, this is in your workbook packet. So on the left-hand side, you've got a table of contents. Click on those 3 lines, okay? So it expands your table of contents. Scroll down to, on the left-hand side where it says Appendix B, answers to odd numbered workbook questions. Click on that. Okay. And then it's going to go chapter by chapter. So you can just scroll through the pages, right, till you get to chapter 24. Let's see if I can fast forward this a little bit. Chapter 13, keep scrolling. There's chapter 21, we're getting close. And somewhere around here. Oh, and we went too far. Chapter 21, chapter 22, chapter 24. All right, there we are. Okay, so now you can see that all of the odd numbered questions, here's the answers to it. So I want you to use this workbook packet as a way to practice your own coding, right? So use the odd numbered questions, do your steps, and then come over to Appendix B and check your answers. This is a really great way that you can be your own resource, right? And if you don't get the right answer, work backwards, right? Because it's going to give you the clues, the keywords that you needed to answer the question, right? To apply the code. This is also where at the end of every chapter, there's some accompanying reports. The reports are great because they give you more robust scenarios. So for example, I'm going to go up to your chapter 24 workbook packet, okay? And I'm going to scroll to, by the way, you can click this little button on the left-hand side of your chapter. It will expand. So I want to click on reports to get us to the last page, or close to the last page of this workbook packet. Okay, keep on scrolling, keep on going. There we go, right here, reports. So it says in Appendix A of this workbook, you will find a section titled Reports, which contains original reports. Read the reports and supply the appropriate CPT and ICD-10 codes. So I will also continue to use this workbook packet to introduce you to ICD-10. In next week's class, I'll probably use some of this material as well. All right. So if I wanted to explore some reports, again, something that has more robust information and a lot more filtering, or a lot more activities where we need to be forensic and just pull out those keywords that I referenced or mentioned inside of the previous video, I would come down here so I can see that exercise 57 is associated to report 45. So basically, your chapter 24 reports are report 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, and 53. Okay, so if I wanted to find reports starting with report 45, I would come over to Appendix A reports, and then use the little drop down arrow on the left hand side. And then you can see that all the reports are numbered. And starting with report 45, radiology report. And then just use the next arrow. There's reports 46. Scroll down the page. So 46, 47, 48. 49, 50, and 51. 52, 53, 54, etc. Again, all of the reports are numbered, and just go into Appendix A. And then in Appendix B, the odd numbered reports, the answers are supplied to you. So again, use this all as great practice material. Now, I wanted to demonstrate a couple of things. I have some questions from students about if they could like free type in these books, you know, how to do that. So in order to take these books in a direction where you can free type on them, what you would need to do is download that report, or not that report, excuse me, that chapter. And you can do that. So I'm going to show you both from the iPad and from the desktop. First from the desktop. So if I wanted to print out a virtual copy, okay, of this chapter, here's what you would do. You will come up on the left-hand side. There's going to be 3 dots, more options. Click on it. And then click on print. Now, most importantly, you got to know your page range. So notice over here, radiology starts on page 133. And notice that path and lab starts on page 141. That means that pages 133 through 139, okay, yes, 139, 133 through 139 is chapter 24. So I'm going to click on these 3 dots. I'm going to click print. I'm going to change this page range to 133 through 140. Oh, this page is left blank, so you can really do 139. Click print. Now that doesn't mean we're printing paper, okay? What's going to happen is we're going to save this as a PDF, okay? And for all students, iPad users, laptop users, desktop users, save everything to your Outlook cloud so everything's really easily and accessible to you. Now, of course, working from a desktop or a laptop, you also have the convenience of also saving this to like a desktop file. But again, I want to make this consistent for everyone, that everyone can take the same exact steps. All right, notice it says the job is ready. So I'm going to click print now. Now, it's going to have a watermark over it, and it's going to have your name and your email address, okay? But that's all right. You're just using this for, again, for a resource. And you're saving it as a PDF. So notice the destination says save as PDF. I'm going to hit save. And then it's going to ask you, where do you want to save this at? And let's see here. I'm going to have to switch my screen here so you can see what I'm sharing. So give me 1 sec here. This is what happened in the last video. Let's not make that mistake again. Okay. So window, entire screen. Here we go. Share. Okay. So now you guys are going to see, perfect. Now you're going to see the computer is asking me what destination, where do I want this stored at? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of it, right? So I'm going to change it to Chapter 24 Workbook Packet. Again, doing this so it's easy for me to, find in all of inside of all my files, because eventually you're going to have a lot of saved downloads, PDFs, etc. Lots of different tools. So I'm just going to name this one Chapter 24 Workbook. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here, and I have an option of saving this to my OneDrive. You will too. Click on it. You can create a new file. So let's say I want to create a file just for, this is your MBC 10 101. So you can just put in MBC 10 resources, right? Just something to name the file to make it even easier to find. Okay, and then I hit, once I choose the file I want to add it to, then I'm going to select open, and I'm going to select save. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to access it from your OneDrive so you can free type on it. Okay. So from your Outlook, remember you have all of those apps, right? And then look through. So again, I just went over to my Office 365 account. Okay. I actually went to my Outlook account, email, but you still have the same features. So you've got your app launcher. The next one is mail. Okay. The next one is people, groups, to do, and then notice the little cloud. This is your OneDrive. So now I want to access my OneDrive. And here is where you would find the file or the name of the file. So I could type in NBC10. So up here, you can hit the search. And then you can type in whatever the name of the document. Again, just try to keep it clean. That way it's easily accessible. So chapter. And then select the chapter or select the file. You can also, again, let's see, you can go to chapter 24. There we go. And then there's my chapter 4 step-by-step workbook file. Perfect. And then you click on it and then you can open it. So for example, I'm just going to open this. And now I'm viewing it in a different way. So now I can actually come up here and I can open this up. There we go. And I want to scroll to the top here. Notice up here at the top, there's some features. Going from the left, there's content, which shows you all the pages. Then there's a highlighter, right? So that's what I was using earlier when I was talking about color coding, and yellow for procedures, pink for the problems, etc. This also is, you can draw, right? Different colors. Right? Yay. Or this is my favorite feature here. Check out the square with the T inside of it. Click this, and this is going to allow you to type right on the document. Let's get down to where those codes were earlier. So for example, right, if you wanted to free type so you could store your saved answers, what was the answer to that one? 70030, 70030. And now you have highlighted your workbook packet. You can type on it, and then you can save this, right? And this becomes your new updated workbook packet. And then whatever you want to do with it, okay? But in order to use these features, you have to download it and reopen it, okay? All right, now I said I was going to do this from my iPad as well, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And then I'm going to share from my iPad. So I'm going to share my iPad screen. So how to share your screen. So when you're on Teams, you're going to see little boxes or features at the bottom. One of them is a box with an arrow pointing up that allows you to share your screen. Select share screen and then click start broadcast. All right, now I'm waiting for this to share. Sometimes it takes a minute. Cool. All right. Then tap again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this aside. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now let's say, for example, I'm going to go into my Canvas courses. Oh. Google Chrome. There we go. Okay, I was already in my books, which is great. It's a little slow. Be patient. All right, so right now I'm in my medical language immerse yourself book. So let's say I want to go back to my full library. Okay, so click the back to library. Let me move this off my screen here. Okay, there we go. Let's see. You can click view all. Okay, and just for an example, let's say I want to open up my Bucks textbook. Now I have some questions. How can I type or can I enter information onto my Bucks textbook as well, even though it's an ebook? And the answer is yes, you can. So again, you've got the best thing to do. Again, you've got some options. You can click on the three dots. Notice you've got the feature again to read aloud. Oops, I just signed out. That's not what you want to do, but that's okay. I'll just have to re-sign in. Okay. I am using an old account. I need to get into my new accounts. This is an old version of the manual. I have an updated version as well, but since I'm already here, I'm just going to use this one. It's the same thing. Let me get back over to my table of contents. All right, chapter 24, radiology. Oh, I was already drawing on it earlier. Nice. Testing it out. There we go. There you go. So there's options here. You can make annotations. Again, you can do bookmarks. You can do flashcards. And then you also have the option, close. Ah, there it is. Now, what you guys can't see right now, and I'm not sure why, but if you click on those three dots, and again, I'm not sure why it's not demonstrating on my screen right now, but you see those three dots in the upper right-hand corner. When you click on it, it gives you the option to mark up beta. Okay, so for some reason, again, you're not seeing that on my screen. You're just seeing my squiggle marks, but maybe what you'll be able to do is click mark up beta, and then you'll be able to, you can draw essentially right on this document or mark it up or write on it. Okay. Now, if I wanted to take this page offline, what would I do? You would well, it was working for me earlier. Annotate, bookmarks, flashcards, markup beta. Okay, tell you what. Let me work on how to print as a PDF from the iPad. I'm not really sure about that, but I tell you what, if I can't figure that out, what I will do is I'm going to add copies of the PDF workbook packet, right? I can add that and put it inside of your resources. Okay, to be continued. Let me come over here back to my iPad. All right. And I'm going to stop presenting. Okay, and I'm back. So I did have some instructions that I sent out. And again, I'm just not sure why it's not working for me right now. But since I'm on this call and before I end this video, so this is the instructions that I provided a student earlier. The e-textbook book step by step. You can highlight information and you can make notes. For example, page 616. Okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to read these instructions and I'm going to demonstrate this from the iPad. Let's see if my instructions work. All right, so I'm going to go back to my library and I'm going to open up my Buck step-by-step coding book textbook. And I'm also going to share my screen from my iPad. Share screen. Okay, give it 1 second here. Share screen, start broadcast. All right, now you guys can see. Okay, so using my own instructions here, let me make this full screen. And I'm just going to walk back through it because for some reason it wasn't working for me. So I'm going to go into my bookshelf library. I got kicked out of the meeting. Patience, please. Here I go again. Screen broadcasting. Stop. Join the meeting. Add this device. All right, let me try this one more time. Share screen. Start broadcast. Practice makes progress. We're learning together. Okay, now I'm going to take you from my vital source bookshelf. Okay, I'm on my desktop, lower left-hand corner. See that little orange book? I'm going to click on it. Nice. There, and I'm just going to open up my textbook and I'm going to read my instructions here. How to make notes. So my instructions say come down here and tap. Yes. Tap and hold. There you go. Check this out. That's how you make notes. So this is right from my bookshelf, right? This is straight from my book, no PDF download, okay? So notice when I got to the activity that I wanted for this example here, defining this radiology term, when I held and tapped on it, this is where you've got those options: highlight, note, copy, define, read from here. So if I wanted to make a note, I would tap on note, and now you can see how I can add a note, right? And I'm doing this for my iPad, right? And so once I add my note, then I would tap the blue checkbox. And notice how I've got red dots on the right-hand side of my page? That means that I've added notes. So if I go in and tap that note, right, or tap that dot, then you're going to see my note. And here's the next one. So I tap this one. And again, it was just an example note, right? And so again, that is how to add notes directly from your textbooks. Okay. So you tap and highlight what you want, and then you can add your instructional notes, or you can highlight too. So let's do the same thing, okay? Since we're on a roll here, let's come out of this book and let's use, for example, and let's see if we can duplicate this, same actions, but different book. All right. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I think I just kicked myself out of the meeting again. I did. Be patient with me. Okay, let me join this meeting again. Okay, share my screen. Almost there, guys. Start broadcast. Okay, cool. All right. Coming back over to my bookshelf app. And then this time I'm going to go back to my library. And then, again, this is an old version of my workbook packet, but we're just practicing. And it obviously continues to save the marks, as you can see, for me trying to practice these steps here with you guys. All right, let me get rid of this table of contents. And you can pinch and zoom with your iPad to make things bigger. And then, yes, same thing, guys. So check out what I just did. This is going to make it so much easier. I know I said that you guys can download the PDFs and you can mark them up that way, but this is the demo way from the iPad, okay? Again, I touched and highlighted what I wanted to make a note on. Then I click note, and then here's my way to add a note, right? And then once you got your note, you click the blue thing and you save it, and now that note will populate. Tap and highlight, or excuse me, tap it to highlight what you want, and then you can do different things, right? You can make an instructional note. You can put some special highlighting on it, right? Maybe you're color coding like we were talking about, color coding your procedures yellow, color coding what the problem is in pink, or, you know, color of your choice, anything to make the information cleaner and stand out to you. Okay, that is the basics of how to type or free type and add notes to these workbook packets. Also notice up here you've got this markup beta. This is what I was talking about earlier. So this is another way that you can use the highlight, pen, and eraser function. So erase all that. Right. Maybe I want to free type. Maybe I just want to match the terms to the right answers, whatever that looks like, right? Just anything you want to do. Okay. These are your tools, your resources. Okay. I hope that was helpful. If you guys have questions or have any specific tutorials that you'd like me to review, feel free. Throw it into chat for me. Let me know what your needs are. All right. I will see you in the next episode. I hope that was helpful. Let me unshare my screen.